it's been bananas. I mean, starting, of course, back with Mike Brown firing, and then kind of trickling down to, what we saw the other day with Denver. So I want to kind of dig into and dive into just getting your thought process from being in the front office, being around the NBA. Have you seen anything like this? Because Mike Brown, winning coach, gone. Taylor Jenkins, winning coach, gone. These are during the season. And now 3 games left, I think, for Denver when it happened, when you had not only Michael Malone being fired, but the general manager and Calvin Booth fired. I know this is a rhetorical question, but have we seen anything like this before?
No, especially the last one seems to be the one that takes the cake, because Michael Malone is someone who is the winningest coach in this organization's history, brought them to a championship, took a Nikola Jokic, who was a second-round pick, who they had, decent hopes for, not 3-time MVP hopes for, and he developed him into the player that he is today, the dominant player he is today. Michael Malone, who has a reputation of being a guy who's about the bottom line and, coaching towards that. And then when you say 3 games left in the season, to me, it's unfair to Michael Malone. I think we could all accept that. But you know who else it's unfair to? It's unfair to David Adelman, who has to take over with 3 games to go, has to, establish his voice as not an assistant, but as the head coach there, has to motivate these guys who, for whatever reason, the motivations have strayed. It's an incredible amount of pressure on a guy with no time to tinker, no time to mess up. It's not like he's been a head coach before, so there's going to be growing pains in all of this. And for them to do this and disguise it as, oh, yeah, this gives us a best shot to win a championship right now, that's what makes this one the most outrageous, I think, of the 3 firings.
Okay, so I didn't even mention the whole Luka thing. With regards to being from the mindset of ownership, and this is where I want to dig into with you, because you've been at 3 different places and understand 3 different mindsets.
Yeah.
How do you come to a decision like this, as first of all to fire the coach, but then to move a key player? Because there are 2 distinct kind of thought processes. In particular, firing a coach during the year when the team has shown success in the past.
Yeah. So I'm going to start with the coach because that one's more recent. But, when you're in a situation, this is a very unique situation. They fired the coach and the GM at the same time. And it's not like these 2 guys were aligned. Right? So usually when you see GM and coach are both fired, they're buddies or whatever. They're basically both part of the issue, so to speak. In this case, we got 2 guys who, from all the reporting, it was kind of, friction, a little bit of a tension. Yeah, friction between the 2. Calvin Booth, the GM, wanted Coach Malone to play more of the young guys. Coach Malone said, no, give me vets. Vets are what help us win games and win championships. And so that tension had been lasting a while. So typically, if we're going to fire a coach, regardless of what part of the season, typically the GM is in on that decision, right? In this case, ownership has come down and said, everybody's out. Well, not everybody, because the assistant coaches are still there.
Right.
So it makes it really unorthodox because, in essence, if David Adelman ends up being not just the interim, let's say David Adelman goes on and he goes on an incredible run and does win the championship, then he's your head coach, right? So that means you got to hire a general manager who didn't pick the head coach. He's like, hey, I just got to go on and get along. And to me, that kind of perverts the order of operation. You're supposed to do things in a certain way when you're trying to clean house.
Check out new episodes of The Jim Jackson Show every Thursday. Watch on The Rich Eisen Show YouTube page. Follow the show on Instagram @Jim Jackson Show, or listen wherever you get your podcasts.